ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಪರಮ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ ಹರಿ ಓಂ. Good day viewers. Today I am going to give you a solution to all your problems. Looks far-fetched or ambitious? Well, I really mean it. I will tell you about a Preta Samskara ritual as per our scriptures, which if done properly by devout and knowledgeable priests, this will be a one-stop remedy for all the problems in our lives. Before I go into the ritualistic aspect or what needs to be done, let us agree that all of us at some point in our lives have thought about God or some power over us. Many of us pray every day, some pray once in a way, depending upon their belief systems. But we have to agree, as I said earlier, that most of us would have prayed or thought about God at some point in our lives. Devout Hindus pray every day, and our Puranas, epics, and Vedic texts prescribe mantras or prayers for most of our daily activities or day-to-day activities. For example, we pray or we are supposed to pray or recite a mantra as soon as you get up from the bed. Then when you are bathing, there is a prayer or a mantra to be recited. Then during Sandhya Vandane, there are many mantras to be recited. Before consuming, we pray again. Before sleeping, again we pray. Not only this, while starting any new activity or commencing a journey, or while buying or using new items, say like for example vehicles, or before entering a new house, our scriptures prescribe lot of rituals in the form of prayers or mantras. Why? So much so, there are prayers or remembrance of God even when you sneeze or when there is a hiccup. How many of us do this or follow this as prescribed is a different question. Most of the Hindus have lost faith in our religion or the religious precepts. Maybe that could be the reason for so many failures that are seen in a large number of people in various fields. For every successful person we see, there are hundreds or thousands of failed ventures or failed persons or failed activities. Mantras or prayers or rituals greatly influence the positive outcome of any activity. Now, whatever I said till now is pertaining to God or Godhead or our gurus. That is, our prayers are for our gurus or for our gods or for our Godhead. This is what we do, right? We pray to the gods and wonder why things are not as they should be, or why things did not go as I intended to be, despite praying. Here, there is an interesting or a surprising fact which is mentioned in our scriptures, that scriptures say or scriptures place more importance on prayers to pitrus and our forefathers than praying to God. So much so, it is said you can ignore praying to gods, but you should never ignore praying or doing your rituals to Pitru Devatas. We need to understand here that the Pitru Devatas, as I said elsewhere, are the Ashtavasus, Ekadasha Rudras, and Dwadasha Adityas, along with two Ashwini brothers. These 33 types of elemental gods constitute the Pitru Devatas, and whenever shraddha or a death ritual is done, these Pitru Devatas are said to be pleased. And if they are pleased, they will bless ourselves or our families. And also our pitrus, our fathers, who are already born or maybe living elsewhere. This is where I think majority of the people miss out and suffer throughout their lives, because we don't have faith in it. And if we don't have faith And if we don't follow the traditions and have no interest in prayers or rituals, we say we are praying to God, but nothing has happened. But scriptures say first pray to the pitrus and pitru devatas, then you pray to the God. How many of us know this? Pitru karyas or shraddas have to be done without exceptions and with utmost devotion and cleanliness. Elaborate procedures are laid down in the Garuda Purana on the ways to do these rituals. A couple of minutes back, I said a typical man, of course, women included, faces many failures in life. All of us do face failures. Things do not go as we planned. Suppose I have an upcoming situation. While at the back of my mind, I want the result or the outcome to be, say, XYZ. XYZ is my result, end result, or my goal. And to achieve that, my normal plan is plan A, which I want to execute. However, as an abundant precaution, I keep ready plan B, C, D, etc. So that if plan A fails, I will implement plan B or C or D so that my end result will be XYZ. However, when the actual situation comes or manifests, I implemented A, XYZ did not come. I implemented B, XYZ did not result. I implemented C, no result, or unwanted result. This happens, meaning that the result is not as expected because the situations had parameters which did not exist when I planned A, B, C, D, or D. Sometimes, even with the best intentions, best planning, and execution, things go wrong or go out of control. All of us have seen a lot of people struggling with a lot of situations or unfavorable situations in life, whether it is a matter of finance, health, relationship, kids, office, business, or some unimaginable or unexpected trouble and difficulties seems to haunt every man most of the time. Why does this happen? Are we like a blind man in a dark room searching for a black cat that isn't there? Are we like that? Why, even with the best planning and taking care of all precautions, say in my project or activity, it failed or it did not meet my expectations? Surprisingly, you may be aware that most of us do not question that at all because we are so much used to failures in life, because failures come with such precision and hits us at the exact time. We are so much used to failures. We plan to fail, not plan to succeed. I repeat, it should be the other way. We should plan to succeed and plan not to fail. But how many of us do? And even if we are doing it, how many of our ventures are successful? It is a question we should ponder. And what is the reason for that? It is here where our Puranas come into picture. Our Puranas and scriptures have various remedies to tackle such situations. Recitation of mantras or japas or conducting rituals to appease various elements of gods or doing dana or donations, not only in money form or kind form or in the form of service, but also which items have to be donated for which ailment or for overcoming which problem is also mentioned. All this finds a place in our scriptures. One needs to understand and practice these to reap the benefits. As I said just now, while praying to God is important, praying to Pitru Devatas or carrying out the rituals to Pitru Devatas are more important. Only if the Pitru Devatas are satisfied, then the benefits of we praying to the gods will accrue to us, it is said. While monthly death rituals and later on yearly death rituals are done to the departed souls, sometimes to overcome severe problems in life, we need to please our forefathers by performing specific rituals. Today, I will talk on what is known as Preta Samskara, which essentially consists of three different rituals specified or specifically aimed to please Pitru Devatas. The benefits of doing Preta Samskara are many, and the benefits manifest immediately, almost immediately. The three different rituals are Tripindi Shraddha, Narayana Bali, and Tila Homa, which together is known as Preta Samskara, or together these will constitute what is known as Preta Samskara. Now, who should do it? Certain preconditions exist here. The person or Karta's father should be deceased and 1 year should have elapsed since his death. And many times horoscopes are consulted before doing this Preta Samskara, but that is not essential or mandatory. And the person or the Karta who has to do that, his family will be facing unforeseen difficulties or obstacles in various fields, whether it is finance, whether it is health, whether it is delays, whether it is obstacles, whether it is children, whether it is kids, whether it is marriage, whether it is a birth. So many problems he will be generally facing. And this ritual has to be done on the banks of a river or on the banks of an ocean. In the sense, there should be flowing water. Where still water is there, we cannot do this Preta Samskara. And this has to be done during Amavasya, that is the new moon day. A male member, whether married or divorced or widowed, can do this ritual. In case you cannot do these rituals yourselves for whatever reason, you can give the authority through sankalpa so that some other Brahmin will do it on your behalf and the benefits will accrue to you. Now, having given this rather elaborate introduction, I will quickly go into some high level understanding of what this ritual mean, one after the other, purely from layman's perspective. Let us first take Tripindi Shraddha. Here, in this ritual, the concept is if Shraddha has not been done for any of the three generations of the deceased, then the souls, without attaining the higher realm of heaven, will be stuck in various lokas, struggling for release from that particular loka. Here we mean that there are 7 downward lokas like Vitala Loka, Sutala Loka, and other lokas which finally end with Patala Loka. What does this mean? Generally, in any Shraddha, 3 generations of our forefathers are called upon through mantras: father, grandfather, great grandfather. Maybe you have done Shraddha of your father properly, and you have also seen that your father did Shraddha to his father, who is your grandfather. We may not know whether your grandfather did proper Shraddha to his father, who is your great grandfather. Looks a little confusing. Well, simply put, some of these souls, that is deceased person's souls, due to lack of proper death rituals, will be struggling, and they may be putting curses or creating hurdles to their descendants because nobody did Shraddha for them or they did not do it properly. You may remember in one of my earlier episode, some ancestors of sage Jaratkaro were hanging upside down over a deep well waiting for release through Shraddha. So in Tripindi Shraddha, 3 balls, one made of rice flour, one made of wheat flour, and one made of sesame seeds will be prepared. Each ball represents a generation. Through mantras, the souls which have been stuck in different lokas are called upon and offered these balls of rice flour, wheat flour, or sesame seeds. Symbolically, these balls are fed to the souls which have been suffering. And once this food is offered, it is said they are released from that suffering or hunger pangs. And having been pleased by our offerings, they bless us and our families. Here, we not only call upon our immediate ancestors or forefathers, that is, father, grandfather, great grandfather, or mother, grandmother, great grandmother. We call upon all the souls known to us since our birth who are deceased now. Meaning, we should have a ready list of all known people who have died along with their name and gotra or the lineage. This includes deceased persons, both male and female, from your father's relatives, from your mother's relative, and wife's side relatives, and also your friends who are no more. There is another school of thought which recommends performing Tripindi Shraddha if the yearly Shraddhas have not been conducted continuously for 3 consecutive years. This is another school of thought. Now, this is as far as Tripindi Shraddha is concerned. The second ritual is Narayana Bali. In this ritual, the Trinity gods, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, along with Yama, the god of death, are invoked and made to sit or adore the kalashas kept specifically in four directions: east, west, north, south, Yama being in the south. Kalashas are nothing but small copper or silver vessels filled with water, and a coconut is placed atop in between two betel leaves. Inside that vessel, we immerse an arecanut, a coin, some flowers, and such other things. After placing these four kalashas in the four directions, one more kalasha is placed in the center, which represents pretas or demons. We should know that our forefathers become pretas or demons if shraddha is not done at the time of their death. Demon may not be the right translated word, but it is the nearest I can think of. We also should know that Narayan Bali ritual is specifically aimed at souls which are people who have had premature or unnatural death due to accidents, suicides, death by fire, poison, or drowning, or falling from heights, death by stabbing, a snake bite, or any other type of unnatural death. By mantras, these all these distraught or lost souls or demons or pretas are first called, and they are made to sit in the middle kalasha, and with the help of these four surrounding gods, they are made to ascend to the heaven, releasing them from their struggle. Such souls, when proper release through Narayan Bali is done, they bless us and our families. Here also, as in the case of Tripindi Shraddha, we need to have a list of all such deceased relatives and friends who have had unnatural or premature death. So this completes the second part, that is the second ritual or Narayana Bali. The third or the last part is of this Preta Samskara is Tila Homa. A sacrificial fire is lit. Then, as in any other homa, minimum 4 people will sit in 4 different directions around that homa kunda, and homa is started. Here, apart from ghee, the main offering will be sesame seed. With the recitation of mantras, ghee and the black sesame seeds are offered to the fire. This homa is a prayaschitta homa, meaning it is an atonement. Atonement for what? Meaning it is an atonement for probable or possible negligence when death rituals were not done earlier, or when done earlier but was not done properly. Because for doing any ritual, manasa, vacha, hasta are to be in unison. Many a time, due to lack of alertness or disturbance or diversion, we would have made mistakes while doing the shraddha or death rituals. As an atonement, this ritual is done, the Tila Homa is done. Now, this completes the Tila Homa. So, all the three prescribed specific rituals having been completed, later, whatever dress the Karta or that Brahmin who is doing this ritual was wearing, that is the dhoti and the uttariya or the upper cloth, which were worn during that these rituals, have to be discarded in flowing water, symbolically representing that all the sins have been left behind. And after bathing in that flowing water or river, one comes out spiritually purified. Then, as per the Shastras, the Karta or the person has to do dana or donate whatever is possible to some pious Brahmins and feed them sattvic food. This ends the Preta Samskara process. These rituals are for troubled, stuck, or dissatisfied souls which have assumed the form of preta or demons. As long as they continue as pretas, it is believed they will trouble their descendants. So that we should realize at that point when we a lot of troubles are coming in our life, we should realize that our pitrus or pitru devatas are not satisfied, or our pitrus have not been released. They have got stuck up. They are suffering. So we should do this Preta Samskara. It is said these pretas will always give troubles, delays, diseases, litigation, financial issues, quarrels will be happening, there will be disharmony in the family, and all other hurdles will be there. Once these rituals are done, pitrus are released from their from that bad state or from that distraught state, and they ascend to the higher realm. And when they are released from this lower lokas, they bless us and our families. For those of you who would be interested to do this, please approach places like Srirangpatna, where river Kaveri flows beside, or Gokarna in Karnataka, where a large number of priests are available to perform these specific rituals. Finally, as I speak, I just received an apt message from one of my friends, Murali Krishna, which is really relevant, and it goes like this. Earlier, when elders had the answers, youngsters did not ask questions about rituals. Now, when youngsters ask questions, elders don't have answer about these rituals because of lack of knowledge and understanding. So, my YouTube channel is a small attempt in this direction to provide high level answers to inquisitive minds in a layman's language. And thanks for watching, and bye.